In the previous video, I showed you how to convert from one speed to another. So now it's your turn to have a go. So now I'm driving along in my car at 30 miles per hour. So if I'm going at 30 miles per hour, convert this 30 miles per hour into meters per second. Okay, so press pause and have a go. Bear in mind that 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers. So 30 miles per hour means you can do 30 miles in 1 hour. Okay, so let's convert this 30 miles into kilometers. So 30 miles in kilometers. Well, 1 mile equals this. Now that you've got 30 miles, what is x here? So here you would times it by 30. So you got to times it by 30 over here to get your kilometers. So 1.6 times 30. So calculator, clear this. 1.6 times 30 equals this, 48. Okay, 48 here. Okay, and remember this is 48 kilometers in 1 hour. So the hour is still the same. So now let's try and convert this into meters now, because our ultimate aim is to get meters per second. Okay, so now convert this into meters. Well, if one kilometer equals 1,000 meters, then now that you've got 48 kilometers, well, you've got to times this by 48. Okay, so 1,000 times 48 will be 48,000, and again it's still 1 hour. Okay, so rather than saying you can do 30 miles in 1 hour, just say you can do 48,000 meters in 1 hour. Now 1 hour, there are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So let's change the 1 hour into 60 minutes. Okay. Now, if there are 60 minutes, well, if one minute, there are 60 seconds in 1 minute. Now that you've got 60 minutes, how many seconds will you have? Well, you've got to times this by 60. Okay, because from here you would times 60 to get to over. Well, you basically need to get 60 times 60. So 60 times 60, that's like 6 times 6, so that's 36 with 2 zeros. Okay, so this here is meters, and this here is in seconds here. So now well, this is this is a distance. Now, if you get this distance divided by this many seconds, then the overall answer will be the distance in 1 second. Okay, so if you get 48,000 divided by 3,600, then you're going to get a distance for 1 second. Now, distance for 1 second is distance per second. So that's so distance per second. Well, anyway, get this thing here divided by this thing here. That will be, hang on. My point is that if you get this number here and divide it by this bottom number, you're going to get a number per 1 second per second. So that's the speed per second. Anyway, so this here will be 48000 divided by 3600 here. So whatever this number is the distance for 1 second. Now the distance for 1 second is like saying per second. So this here would be 13.3 meters per second, basically. So this is your speed. Well, 30 miles per hour. That's like 13.3 meters per second. Okay. All right. Next problem here. So say you're in a boat. You're traveling in a boat here. The boat is traveling at 7 knots. Now this knots here is spelled like this, and it stands for nautical mile here. So the knots here is similar to the rope knots, as in you get a rope and you tie a knot. So it's, well, anyway, 1 knot 1 knot. Well, knot stands for nautical mile here. So 1 knot here is 1.853 kilometers per hour. Okay, so this boat, 1 knot equals this, but this boat is going 7 knots. So convert this speed here into meters per second. Okay, so yeah, convert this speed here into meters per second. So press pause and have a go. Okay, so summarize this bit here. One knot is 1.852 kilometers per hour. Okay, now that you've got 7 knots here, so here you would times this by 7. So you've got to get this times it by 7 here. Okay, so hang on. So this here. So basically, you got to get that number times by 7. So clear this. 1.852 times 7 equals this. 12.964. Okay, so 12.964 what? Well, 64 kilometers per hour. So now you've got, so here this is our answer so far. Hang on, 12, this here. Remember that this is kilometers per hour, okay, for every hour. Now convert this bit here into meters. So times 1,000, so that would be 12,964 meters over, remember you're timesing by 1,000. Over, well, it's still 1 hour, okay? So this distance here in 1 hour. So 7 knots is this distance here in 1 hour. Now let's convert the hour into minutes. Okay, so that would be 60 minutes. Let's convert the 60 minutes into seconds. So that would be 36 with 2 zeros here. Now this is in seconds, okay? Now you've got this distance here. You can cover this distance here in this many seconds. Well, if you get this divided by this here, then you're going to get whatever distance for every 1 second. For every 1 second is the same as per second. So you're going to get meters per second. So let's do this. So clear this. 12,964 divided by 3600. So whatever this number is going to be meters for every second, or meters per second. Okay. What happened there? Hang on. Equals 3.6 meters per second. Okay. So traveling at 7 knots here. Well, sailors they like to use knots. Well, so this here that's similar to 3.6 meters per second. Okay. Well, sailors like using knots. So now fighter pilots, they like to use Mach. So this jet here is traveling at Mach 3, meaning, well, Mach is the speed of sound. So when you say Mach 3, it means 3 times the speed of sound. Now the speed of sound is, well, I've rounded off to 340. Let's just say the speed of sound is roughly 340 meters per second. Now this jet going at Mach 3 means it's going 3 times the speed of sound. Okay. If you have Mach 1, it means going at the speed of sound, at 1 times the speed of sound, or at the speed of sound. Well, this jet here is going at Mach 3, so it's going at 3 times the speed of sound. Well, convert Mach 3 into meters per second. Okay, so press pause and have a go. So let's look at this. Mach 1 is hang on, Mach 1 is the speed of sound. 3-4 this here meters per second. Well, if you have Mach 2, then it's going to be twice as fast. So that would be 680. Well, anyway, you just got to times it by 3 for Mach 3. So Mach 3 it's going to be this number here times 3. So 340 times 3. Okay, so that will be 1020 watt. What 1020 watts. Well, here you've got meters per second. So this thing here, meters per second here. Remember, there are two ways of writing meters per second. This or this. Okay. This is going to be meters per second as well. So Mark 3. Going at Mark 3 is you traveling at 1,000. Well, it's like you traveling roughly 1 kilometer per second. So think of that. Mark 1. So sorry. Let me start again. Sorry. This plane here going at Mach 3 is going at 3 times the speed of sound. Now, traveling at Mach 3 is like you traveling roughly 1 kilometer for every 1 second. So in 1 second here, this plane would have traveled 1 kilometer, roughly 1 kilometer. Okay.